What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another weekly update. I think I'm a little overdue on this one. Well, going right into it, I'm finally doing the dancing stuff on at Six Flags with Max and Lauren. I think the last update, I was just saying that I was waiting for background checks, and I think it finally had cleared. And then they asked me immediately to be able to do the first performance the following day, regardless of not whether if I knew the choreography or not. I was just freestyling. Got to do it, got paid, cool, and then they scheduled another additional rehearsal for me to just catch up, which was essentially just a full day of learning and cleaning and making sure that I was ready. But yeah, since then I've done two shows, sick, and it's two interactive shows and three shows a night. And the main thing to really, I guess I'm just kind of taking away from that is just the preparation leading up to it, just before I even got booked, and just doing the work before I even did the audition, because there is a certain way I just exercise and work out. I think that has been beneficial for me doing the shows, especially just doing a lot of the crowd interactions and having the stamina and just keep going to do three shows a night. It's and doing a lot of the interaction stuff too. It's really kind of like nothing new to me, because when I do my workouts, I do about 45 minutes to an hour of weights, take a maybe 10-15 minute break to take a little bit of and also eat a little bit of a snack, and then after that is about 30 minutes to 45 minute just dance sessioning. And it depends on what I want to do that day, if it's either technique or just straight up freestyle. So, and I think just doing that, because me wanting to just move, groove, and all that stuff, and just work on the craft, helped me prep for something like this. Because a lot of the stuff that I do, even doing the basics, even when I'm tired, I'm able to push through, and regardless of the circumstances and all the stuff that I don't have control over, I'm still able to do my job at the extent that I know I can. And I think that's a pretty good takeaway, is that what the work you do before the opportunity comes matters. The preparation comes before the opportunity, not when the opportunity shows up at your door. Now you're just rushing at that point. The next thing is, so very, I'm doing a little bit of a different approach for this one, but I hope, because I'm like, there's things and that come up for me in terms of lessons through these experiences, and I kind of want to just share with you guys and kind of document this journey, which is why I'm doing these weekly updates. Very, I'd say, like almost old school vlogging kind of format. Anyways, the next thing is, what do I have written here so I can have like be mindful of what's happening. In regards to Emeroy TV, and also Temper Tantrum TV, I analyzed a lot of the data with the help of AI recently, and just really got into the weeds of what's working, what's not working, what's bringing in subscribers, what's bringing in patrons, what's bringing in even AdSense revenue, and it was pretty eye-opening. The main takeaway that's coming up for me right now is the RPM, which is the rate per milli, or rate per 1,000 views. I think it's 1,000 views for reactions, isn't as high as the potential for, say, still going to be doing the reactions, because they're, one, super easy to do, two, super chill and fun to do with friends, or even myself. I get to learn and observe and be a student. It's almost like studying game tape, but also just off data, it does well. Just the fact that there's a cap in terms of AdSense revenue, but it does bring a lot of viewers and subscribers, which is good vanity metrics, but it's not the main metric that I'm going for. Which is what I'm going to be doing now, is re-implementing and doing more tutorials for Emeroy TV and Temper Tantrum. So expect more tutorials coming from me and other members from Temper Tantrum, from intermediate choreography to beginning choreography, or even just down to basics and dancing, because the intent for people when they watch those videos is very different from someone who's just watching a reaction. And the fact of the matter is that there's the value of it is a lot more rich. So yeah, and it's also more relevant for what we're doing. Like, watching reactions is cool, but it puts us in the scope of what do you call it? We're just reactors, and or just people watching K-pop and all that stuff. So the main thing for me and even Temper Tantrum is we're a dance company, we're dancers, and also a little bit on the educational side. So the main thing that we want to do in terms of the work, leveraging these platforms, is we want to do work as dancers, not just people who just do commentary on the internet. So I know that a lot of people enjoy it. We enjoy it as well, but that's not the main thing that we want to focus on. So yeah, like that's like the main thing is for that. That's coming up for me is like there's an untapped thing that we forgot about because we wanted to do more of the reaction stuff. We also do a lot of dance videos, but the thing with that is the copyright is always an issue as dancers. I'm grateful for like TikTok and all of them for giving these platforms the ability to license it, and we can do shorts. But even then, when we do regular long original dance videos that use the whole song, that we can't monetize any of that. So which is one of the reasons why we're doing dance tutorials, and we're doing a couple tricks here and there to make sure that the part that does have the music isn't affected too much. So so expect some changes in that. And last week I was also more focused in editing some of the backlog tutorials and training stuff that I had filmed since September 2024 for my Udemy course. So finally got a lot of stuff uploaded on my Udemy course, from basic grooves, basic footwork, 2 new routines that's already been released on there. A lot of those will eventually be released on YouTube, but a little later. Yeah, and this past weekend was Temper Tantrum's evaluations for all the dancers. We had to tell some dancers the truth in regards to their progress, no sugarcoating, but also not being mean. We want to make sure that we are catering to the dancers and make sure that they're being guided and growing, not reprimanding and tearing them down. And I've been on the aspect of both sides, more so on the latter, where the directors are just, they think they're helping. It might help for some, but it's more humiliating. So we didn't do that for everyone, but we did give direct feedback. We did more of the sandwich method of here's what's good, here's what's working, here's some of the little details that you need to work on, and then here's what we should do moving forward. That's what I think is a good formula for giving feedback. So because it's very easy to just go into the negative, what's missing. If they don't know how can someone improve if all they know is what's wrong? If you give them a highlight of here's what's good, they're gonna try to keep doing what's good. I guess the main lesson from that is when you're in the position of like leadership and to give feedback, it's very, very easy to go into reprimanding and tearing people down. But that, again, can only work for so long, if at all, depending on the individual and the culture of the company. The main thing that Temper Tantrum does value is empathy, and we want to make sure that we guide our dancers and build our dancers the right way. And again, very easy to just say, oh, you suck, you did this wrong, blah, 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 blah. But then what does that accomplish? The main thing is that is acknowledging the responsibility that you have as a leader, and making sure that you guide them the way to the direction that you want, without demeaning them, without without being a total asshole. Well, obviously that doesn't mean being a fucking doormat and be like, oh no, and start trying to make excuses for the other person. If they are complete garbage, then you gotta let them know, either gently or as direct. Again, that really depends on the personnel. Some people can handle the more direct approach. I had to be more direct with one of my dancers because they haven't been able to show up consistently to rehearsals, and it really affected their performance, and it showed. But I didn't aim to destroy them. I acknowledged where they were at in their life, because life is a thing, and the Temper Tantrum Dance Company is not the main thing for a lot of these people. But that didn't diminish or take away from the mission that we're trying to do. And I acknowledged where they were at, but I told them, here's the reality of what where you are and where you stand with this in our eyes. So, yeah, that was a very productive day. And then after Temper Tantrum rehearsal was Ochacha's first general meeting rehearsal. Ochacha is Temper Tantrum's child company or subsidiary, something small company that not a small company because they're much bigger than than Temper Tantrum, but they're a cafe, butler cafe, maid cafe. It's in the world of anime that I'm unaware of. There's a lot for me to learn, but I'm not the CEO of that. I'm primarily the advisor and helping it grow, making sure that it's going towards a direction that leads it to sustainability, because it is new. We just started it this year, but the upside with this company is that there's already connections within their industry, because the previous company that was there before disbanded, and now we started this because there is the opportunity, and there's a lot of connections and people and a void that they need to fill. And the upside too is that a lot of the members from the previous company that disbanded came back. So it's almost like we don't have to worry about rebuilding the culture. The culture is already there, and I could already see it. The comfort's there, the trust is there, so it's exciting. So, and they're currently getting ready for a show in like 3 weeks, which is a very fast turnaround. For a 3-minute show, 30-minute show, not a 3-minute show. Yeah, because there isn't a whole lot of rehearsals, and there's like 2 or 4 different, like there's a day show, there's a night show. Anyways, there's a whole experience that they have that goes with the whole formula. But yeah, that's like the main thing. There's also a lot of magic that can be done when you have the right people around you. It was really awesome seeing people play know their roles and play it full out. And I think that's one of the important things when starting your own crew, your own project, or even your own business, is having the right people. You can't just go on vibes. They have to align with your values, and not just your values. They have to align with the values that you execute and that you embody, because you can vibe with someone really well, but when it comes to do the work, they might just suck shit. So, and then you are then resentful, or you start growing resentful within the next 3 months to a year, because you're having to do extra work the other person was supposed to do. So, surrounding yourself with the right people, I think, it is one of the most important things when it comes to starting to build your team. And Ochacha, seeing that where it is, even though though it's on paper it just started, I think it's pretty awesome. Tomorrow, the 27th, I believe World Street Woman Fighter is going to be out on Amazon Prime. So Max, Lauren, Noelia, and I are going to be watching it. We're trying to figure out if we're going to split it, because scheduling is a thing. That's one of the things that we try to do with all the other reactions, whether it's Kingdom, Street Man Fighter, or anything else. We usually try to schedule everything in one day, try to at least get 3-4 episodes out, because these episodes are movies. It's 2 hours. And to ask for people to watch 6 hours worth of this is a very big ask, because you're taking up people's time when they could be doing something else, like, I don't know, going to a barbecue or seeing family. So, yeah, so that, and then to now, because this is going to be released weekly, to have people come all the way up from wherever the heck they're coming from to do this every week is, in my opinion, a big ask. Just because I'm like, I like to think of I try to be mindful of other people's time. So it's still up in the air whether it's going to be released full episode, or we're going to split it up into parts, because then it does give us a little bit of breathing room to be able to handle other performances, auditions, rehearsals, or any real world regular life stuff. So, but we are going to be reacting to it tomorrow. We're excited. We've been actually talking about it, because a lot of the dancers on there, like, we are excited to see, especially what Lip J and Ibuki battle. One of my former students is on there as well, and it's gonna be really cool, and it's gonna be nice seeing Mike Song be the judge for the whole season, because one of my things with that series was that I felt like there was too many idols judging, and when there should have been like an actual street dance judge that knows the culture, that part of the culture, who can make, I'd say, more informed decisions based off their experience. So expect that to be coming out on Patreon as soon as possible, because when we finish filming that, I'm gonna try to chop it up real quick to upload it to the Patreon, because we would like to be a part of the conversation as much as possible. But yeah, that's it in terms of these in terms of that. So lesson of the week. I think the main thing is taking the time to sit and reflect. I think just through all of it, really, just whether it's reviewing the data for the YouTube to see how things are in terms of what's working, what are the potential things that we're overlooking, or the evaluations with Temper Tantrum, giving feedback in our dancers and their growth, or even just my own self-reflection. I've been a lot lately. I've been whenever I take a break, I intentionally just lie down and just stare at the ceiling and let my mind wander, which has kind of been kind of nice, because it does get into a little bit of the existential thoughts, but then I try to relax into it, which is hard, because once it's there, I want to go into distraction of picking up the phone, playing 2K, or whatever game I want to play, but just sitting into it and relaxing to it as best as I can, letting my mind kind of drift. Because I saw this really good video lately from Johnny Harris about boredom, and then I've seen these other videos about boredom too, and how it helps with creativity, and I really treasure my mind, and I like it when there are moments where just inspiration comes, because I was just kind of daydreaming. Like I want those shower thoughts to be accessible somewhere else. If I'm going to take a break here, I'm going to lie down real quick, just let my mind like wander. I kind of do this thing right here, just to really lean into relaxation, and then I don't really get a whole bunch of new ideas, but it just gets me like contemplative, like, okay, what's working, what's the direction I'm going with this company, what's the direction I'm going with my life, all these kind of things to reflect inwards. I feel like I'm very introspective, but yeah, just taking the time to reflect. Yeah, because sometimes it's very easy to get caught up in your own shit, because if you're doing the thing is daily, like, and you're just, that's all you're focusing on, and not giving an opportunity to reflect, you don't really give yourself the credit that you deserve, or the reflection that you need to maybe shift the direction or keep going on the direction you need. So sometimes we need that moment of pause, and that moment of pause sometimes feels existential, sometimes it feels relaxing, but I think it's essential. So that's it. Have a great week. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.